Done? Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the poem Fire and Ice written by Robert Frost. Earlier also we discussed about the poem Dust of Snow, and now this time Fire and Ice written by Robert Frost. As I told you earlier, Robert Frost was an American poet and he was honored with Pulitzer Award for his work of poetry. Now today we are going to discuss about the poem Fire and Ice. You should come to know why is the title Fire and Ice. What is the reason behind it? The title should be something else, but here we see Fire and Ice. First of all, you are also thinking, what is the need to be the kind of fire and ice? There can be a number of reasons. Fire, as everyone knows, fire cannot be controlled. Fire cannot be controlled. It always goes on increasing. Second thing is ice. Here in this form, we will see that fire and ice, both two words are symbolic. What is symbolic? It means they have different meanings. They have different meanings than their actual meaning. Now, we are going to study the poem written by Robert Frost. First line, some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who fear fire. Here we can see four lines. The poet Robert Frost is saying that some people say that this world will be ended with fire. On the other hand, some people say no, it will not be ended with fire. If it will be ended with ice. You must come to know what is fire. I am writing here what is fire. Fire means desire. Fire means desire, or we can say L-U-S-T, lust or greed or avarice. Here in this poem, fire is the symbol of desire, lust, greed and avarice. The poet is saying that fire is also like desire because both cannot be controlled. Here in this poem, the poet is thinking that, and the poet is saying that nowadays people have become so selfish. They have their desires, they have lust, they have greed. They want to show their dominance over a number of things. It means they want to earn more and more. So what is fire? Fire is a symbol of desire. According to poet, fire will be responsible for the destruction of the world. According to poet, fire is desire. The increasing desire of humans. The increasing desire of humans will be responsible for the destruction of the world. On the other hand, some people support ice. What is ice? Ice, I am writing here what is ice. Ice means hatred, insensitiveness, or we can say coldness. The poet is saying that there are a number of people, but some people support fire, that is desire, for the destruction of the world, because when desire increases, people don't become like humans. They are completely changed, they lose human values. That's why fire has been compared with desire, because of their role. It means because of their increasing temper. The both cannot be controlled easily. On the other hand, some people are supporting ice. What is ice? Hatred. A feeling of coldness, a feeling of insensitiveness towards other. According to poet, ice means hatred. If you become like cold, if you become emotionless, what is the proper meaning of ice? To be emotionless towards other. If humans become emotionless, if human becomes emotionless towards other, they also lose their values. That's why in starting two lines, is saying that some people support fire for the destruction of the world. On the other hand, some people support ice for the destruction of the world. Here, fire is the symbol of desire and ice is the symbol of hatred. Now we discuss the remaining two lines. From what I have tested of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. These things you can see here, because in MCQs a number of questions can be asked in board exams. Who is I here? I, the word I here has been used for the poet Robert Frost. The poet is saying that I hold with those who favor fire. The poet is supporting here desire. According to poet, listen it completely and carefully also. This question can be an MCQ. According to poet, some people support fire, which is desire, and some people support ice, which is hatred. According to poet, but here in this line we see that according to poet, the world will be ended with fire because of his personal experience. Because of his personal experience, as we can see about tested. It means the poet has also experienced some kind of desire in his heart. Therefore, whom does the poet support? Whom does the poet support for the destruction of the world? The answer will be the poet supports fire. It is desire for the destruction of the world. Do you know why? Because of his personal experience. Now we move to second stage here. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. First of all, we should go through the hard words. Here we can see a word perish. Perish means die, or we can say destroy. Die or destroy. The poet is saying that. Next word here we can see it. The word it here has been referred for the word. It has been referred for the word. According to poet, but if it had to perish twice, the poet is saying that, as we know, world can be destroyed only for once, but the poet is saying that if the world will be ended, will be destroyed two times, twice, it means what is perished, die or destroyed. I think I know enough of that to say that for the destruction of ice is also great and would suffice. What is suffice? To be sufficient. The poet is saying that for the destruction of the world, not only fire, it means not only desire, but also ice is also sufficient. It means not only lust, not only greed is responsible for the destruction of the world, but hatred, coldness, emotion, to be emotionless towards other is also responsible for the destruction of the world. So what can you tell me? What is the theme of this poem? What is the central idea of this poem? In this poem, the poet Robert Frost is giving us a great message that the world will be ended by two ways. It can be fire or ice. As we know, fire represents desire and ice represents hatred. But the poet supports fire because of his personal experience. Next sentence, what does next sentence explain? But if the world is to be ended two times, according to poet, it can be destroyed by ice also. It can be destroyed by ice means coldness, to be emotionless. According to poet, ice, it means hatred, in the nafrat, is also sufficient for the destruction of the world. In this poem, the poet is supporting two ways. The poet is telling us two ways that are responsible for the destruction of the world, and they are fire and ice. Fire represents desire, ice represents hatred. Now we discuss about some of poetic devices which have been used in this poem. First, as you can see, symbolism. What is symbolism? Or we can say symbols. Here we can see two words, fire and ice. Actually, fire and ice, these two words have been used in symbolism. It means they have different meaning also. They have a different meaning rather than its or theirs literal meaning. Fire, here fire represents desire. Here fire represents desire, whereas ice represents hatred. Okay, that's why there is an example of symbolism. Number 2, we discuss anaphora. A-N-A-P-H-O-R-A. What is anaphora? What is anaphora? Anaphora or anaphora, actually there is great difference between a number of pronunciations. What is anaphora? Anaphora is a poetic device where there is repetition of same words or phrases in the beginning of successive clauses. Don't forget, alliteration, repetition and anaphora all are different. What is alliteration? Alliteration, it means anupras alantar. In alliteration, there is a repetition of consonant sound. Is it clear? Now we discuss about repetition. What is repetition? In repetition, same word will be repeated. Same word will be repeated in the same line, not in different lines. A same word will be repeated in the same line, but in anaphora, same word is repeated in different lines and in the very beginning of the clauses. Here we see two lines, some say, and next line is also some say. It means these words, some say, these words have been repeated, but not in a single line, but in different lines. That's why these two lines are the example of anaphora. There are a number of examples. I can tell you one more example. My life is my goal. My life is my purpose. My life is my goal and my life is my purpose. These students, look here, there are two words, my life, my life. They are repeated but not in a single line. Okay? Not in a single line. They have been repeated in two lines. That's why they are the example of anaphora. Now I tell you one more line. Smile, smile and smile. We can see smile word, it has been used thrice. What you are thinking? Sir, this is also the example of anaphora. No, this is not anaphora. This is called repetition. And this is not alliteration. This is called repetition. What is repetition? Where there is a repetition of a word continuously in a single line, in a same line, that is known as repetition. And what is alliteration? Where there is a repetition of consonant sound. Now we will discuss about the rhyme scheme of this form. Rhyme scheme is decided according to whole sound of last word of every line. First line, last word, you can see fire. It will be A. Ice. It is different. Pronunciation is different. I. That is fire. Ice. It will be B. Desire. Fire. Both are same. That's why it will be A. Ice and fire. I want with those who favor fire. It is fire and it is A. The rhyme scheme can be A, B, A, A. A, B, A, A. First line, first four lines, A, B, A, A. Fire, desire and fire, all are same. And ice is different. A, B, A, A. Desire and fire. Next, five lines rhyme scheme. Twice A. Head is different. A sound. It will be B. Twice and ice same. A. Great and head same. B. And suffice ice all same. So A, B, A, B, A. A Baba. A Baba. The rhyme scheme is A Baba. A, B, A, B, A. So what is rhyme scheme of first four lines? A, B, A. And last five lines A, B, A, B, A. A Baba. Okay. One more poetic device has been used here, enjambment. Enjambment. What is enjambment? Enjambment is a poetic device where continuous lines are repeated without any punctuation mark. That is known as enjambment. Here we can see, to say that for description of word description, ice is also great and could be suffice. We see there are 3 lines, and after 3 lines there is full stop, there is punctuation mark, and in these 3 lines we cannot see any punctuation mark. That's why this is the example of enjambment. What is enjambment? A poetic device where there is some lines are repeated without any punctuation mark. I think everything is clear here, and tomorrow we will discuss about the next form. If you read out, you can send us messages. Thank you.